multi-stream up. There we go. All right. I'm gonna put the Discord down. So yeah,
Yeah, I'll need to mute the volume on Discord, I guess.
yeah. You can see I got my new merch on. I
That's cool.
yeah, I just created a new merch. This is a hat I created. It's a Dogecoin hat. It's pretty nice.
Where?
So through when you have Streamlabs and when you're like not technically partnered with them, but when you work directly with them as like a merchant, you can create a storefront on Streamlabs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I can show it to you real quick if you're looking at the stream. So like right here, here's my storefront. You know, got all the different products and stuff, and this is just the beginning.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so shirts, women's stuff, even shoes. I can make Dogecoin shoes. It's crazy. So yeah, that's the thing. So
Yeah, that's nice stuff.
yeah, we'll just let it build up. Um, so yeah, just give it a second here. Get some people in. So we have Nick, aka
Yeah, I got the.
PapaDogeio. Um, and I can still hear you clear. Nifty, talk real quick so I can make sure you're clear.
Yep, I'm here.
Testing.
Yep, you're good. You're good. Okay, cool. All right, so at first, let's just have you just kind of do an intro about yourself, and then I'll pull up the here's my story, my history. Just kind of go through that as you just kind of explain what got you into doing what you do, like,
Mm-hmm.
and what about you. Just tell me about you.
About me.
Yeah, about you.
Oh boy, it sounds like a job interview.
No, 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 no.
Okay, well, I mean, I was born in 1978. Had a complicated childhood. Started playing piano at 5, then guitar at 13, then started coding at 12 years old. Had my first computer at 10. Uh, Man, ask me questions. Gonna be easier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, when you were as a kid, when you were coding, were you coding games? Were you coding software? Like, how fast did you get into actually like really getting the coding down?
Well, my dad did teach me how to debug my games on Commodore 64 with hexadecimals.
Okay,
So I was having fun with that. And after that, I started learning basic and making games on the platform and stuff like that. Then I switched to PC a bit later on.
that's awesome. So you basically were tinkering, and then you really started to come into your own as you just started working on like, were you working on like mods or actual like fresh
No,
games?
actual games from scratch.
Oh
I
wow,
made
that's awesome.
what I was making like space games. I was liking it and stuff like that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Where
Oh,
you like control a spaceship and you had the spaceship HUD in your face. That was in the 80s, so it was not super complex. But
yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. So you've got a very long history. I mean, essentially, you're a game developer too. Like, obviously, like,
yes and no. I mean, I did not develop games per se. I had a team that was doing it with me like Vampire Quest in the at the end of the 90s, beginning of 2000.
uh huh.
Then after that, we went into game publishing mobile game developers on Palm OS and Pocket PC.
Nice, nice. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good question. So, what do you learn at school? I think he's asking like, did you learn from school or did self-taught? You said that you were self-taught.
Yep, I was self-taught from a very early age.
Awesome, awesome.
My dad was an engineer, so he was the kind to teach me how things were working at a molecular level when I was between 3 and 5 years old. So
Well, that's when you're a sponge, right? You're just taking it all in.
yeah, and my mom was a psychologist, so I learned how the brain works and all the connections between neurons and stuff like that early on too.
Oh, that's awesome. I bet you could have some very interesting conversations with Mr. Musk.
Yeah, that would be awesome if I could have one day.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, hey, you're on the development team. You know that he's in contact with you guys.
Yeah, but more with like Russ and Pat and people who are managing the dev team.
Yeah,
That's with low level dev like me.
I wouldn't count yourself out, buddy. You're a big part of the community. You're very um, in front of everybody, right? So that makes you kind of like not bigger than them, but like it's you're in the spotlight, really.
I
So
know, I know. Don't worry, I know.
yeah, so that's a good thing. I mean, here's the deal. Like, especially even think about like game development, right? When you have a developer and the mods and the developers go and communicate with the gaming community, and like they actually are playing the game with them, whether it's beta testing, alpha testing, and they're talking to you, like those are the people that you gravitate towards, not the ones in the background just doing all the work, right? Like
Yeah.
people want that connection. They want to speak. They want to be involved. They want to hear your story. They want to also, let them get their voice out too at the same time, right?
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. So yeah, you're a huge part of that. I believe. And obviously a lot of other people believe this.
Well, thank you. It was my goal in the beginning to be able to have
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
to be not necessarily to be, but to be able to kind of unite the community together to
Yeah, and you're
so
already
there's best
doing.
actions and stuff like that. So if I've been able to do even 1% of that, then I achieved my goal.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely, and obviously you have. So let's go a little bit more into a few months ago in March when what were you working on prior to getting recruited by the Doge devs?
I was working on my own chain that I wanted to be pegged to Doge called Wise Chain
Yep, I got
with
that pulled up right now.
that's my GitHub repo. Oh, okay, that stuff's not okay. Yeah, that's the one there. Yeah,
Yep.
where I did develop like a natural selection DNA algorithm, which I won't go into too much details because that's not a technical chat.
Yeah.
But that allows to secure a chain by self-mining itself, basically, and secure content on networks. I was also started developing some smart contract to go along with it. Then I got recruited after to help with the Rosetta API. So I just like left that work aside, then started going like full time into Doge and everything. So I told myself, well, might as well take what I know and put it into Doge and be useful somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they reached out to you on Twitter or they reached out to you from
Oh,
your
they reached out to me on a
GitHub?
private chat on Twitter.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah, it just happened like they came in the chat and so you're a dev? I said, well, yeah. I said, what the fuck are you doing here? Go on, go on, get up, help. Okay, then. That's how it happened.
Yeah, yeah. Um, did you want to ask that in here, Nifty?
Oh, again. You mentioned Rosetta API.
No, 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 that's not what it is. The Rosetta
Okay.
API is a proprietary Coinbase API that communicates with blockchains that are Bitcoin based. So
Ah,
to be
interesting.
yeah, so to be listed on Coinbase, those needed to have that API up and running, so they're able to communicate together.
Gotcha.
So
Interesting.
you were very important in getting Dogecoin onto Coinbase.
Uh, I wouldn't say very important. Let's just say that I did help other devs with it.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. But I mean, well, you were part of the team that did
Added
it.
added added assist.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
Added work with cable loser a bit like long nights trying to debug the synchronization and stuff like that. So some of this PR I did contribute to it. I have one PR in there, which I was trying to do it another way, but the the other devs did prefer a way that RiskDevX did. So I mean, I just did let go of my PR and gave it to him. So it does not slow down the development, basically.
gotcha. Okay, awesome. Um, so then going into the smart contracts. So like I said, let's start off on a very like simplistic level of
Yep.
the everyday, very new to DeFi
But
to
that's the
cryptocurrency.
repo official Doge VM there. Let's just see.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just kind of going through and looking at your.
Yeah, there's a lot of info in there. That's why I'm saying that. There's a discussion place. There's right under created 24 commit in 3 repositories. At the top there, you have Herpes Cake 2. You have
Oh yeah, yeah, right here.
official Doge VM right under.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we can
that's what
open
we
this
work.
up and okay, I see.
Yeah, I did go through a lot of names, but I think that the name that will stay stuck with it is Smart Doge. Oh,
Get
that's something else there.
gotcha. Okay.
That was another. It's really on the official Doge VM there for the smart contract and stuff.
Gotcha.
You can see at the top all repositories. There's 6. It's just not been.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see right here. Okay. Yeah. So, and you said it's the which one? The very first? No,
Just
no.
click on no. Just click on repositories there at the top.
Yep, yep,
Yep,
yep. You're right.
official Doge VM there
Yep. See it.
at the top. First one.
Yep. You're in a
Yeah,
little
that
bit of a
one.
delay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one.
Cool. I see. Okay. So smart contracts for Doge. Then you got your goal, important, the ethics. So yeah, just kind of go through and explain it to the very
Okay.
new user.
Okay. Well, first of all, a smart contract is used to make some kind of add-ons on a chain. Uh, it's a bit like it adds functionality to a blockchain, basically. For
Mm-hmm.
example, on Ethereum, it's like token, DeFi, like NFT, and other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those smart contracts are not like Ethereum at all. Well, we're calling it smart Doge now.
Oh, that's really smart. I like that.
Yeah. That first was like Dogecoin for the language, will probably stay that way, but Smart Doge, I think it fits better for the VM. So yeah,
That's
it's not the same in the way that we won't allow token. Instead, we're gonna have a plugin or module mechanism that allows it to communicate with with the chain through without modifying the core of the chain or whatever add-on that other people, other dev are working on the core of those chain. For example, yeah, and the fact that we don't add token is because Doge by itself is a brand.
yes.
We don't want to disrupt the brand. We don't want people to add shitcoin on Doge that is gonna dilute its value,
Yes, absolutely.
uh, or put security O's and things like that. That's not the way I wanted to go. I wanted to do something different. That's why we're working with uh, basically a Bitcoin script, which is a part of Doge already,
Mm-hmm.
and we're making tests to see what we can do. Not so long ago, we found a way to be able to send NFTs through it
Oh,
by
that's
encoding
awesome.
the image in the transaction. So right now we are testing that part, and if it works well, that's gonna be integrated, and we're gonna be able to have an NFT on those without too much hassle. You know,
Wow, that's really
and
good.
it's gonna be decentralized. We're gonna use IPFS to host most of the data. Obviously encrypted. So
Yeah, yeah, no, that's awesome.
another yeah, another thing we want to add is the possibility to have an anonymous transaction
Okay,
for
that's what we all want, DeFi wise. Like, we just want to be out of that centralized system.
yeah, and the anonymous transactions is for example, me medical patient files and stuff like that. You need to have something that is secure enough to be able to host sensitive the data, which right now nobody is having. Every smart contracts and every data on the chain is basically available to see to everyone. So you need to have the option to anonymize some of that data.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's actually very important. I mean, this could be like a whole like security fork of Doge. Like the fact that you could have very secure, would you call it like a holding of information of data?
Yeah, it's like you can decide which data that you transfer that's going to be anonymous, and only the sender and receiver will be able to have access to it.
I mean, if this works out as well as I believe it could, this could be even used by the government.
Yeah, it could be used in voting system to anonymize the data or anything, basically.
Wow, that's really cool. I did
So
not
that's why
know
we're
that.
focusing our research on that right now.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. That
And
is
you said a word fork. That's exactly what we don't want to happen.
okay.
That's why we're doing it this way.
You're,
So we don't need to do a fork to be able to put smart contract because it doesn't touch the core of the blockchain.
got you. Because initially, from what I understand, Dogecoin was a fork of Litecoin, right?
Uh, Sorry,
Dogecoin,
Dogecoin. Yeah,
yeah, it was a fork of Litecoin. That's what when I did my research to like figure out exactly how it all worked, which is obviously a fork of Bitcoin.
yep,
Okay, so you guys are taking it and you're making it your own now. You're making the smart contract side completely. It's not even a fork. This is what Doge can do.
yeah,
That's awesome.
exactly. That's what we're trying to do.
That is a use case and utility if I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, well, we need to. I think we need to improve with what we have, build on the good base. We have awesome developer on the core side. Then we can just build on what they did and push those utility to the next level.
Yeah, that's awesome. See, I didn't even know that it was going that far, to be honest with you. I knew like a little bit about the network layering and stuff like that, but I didn't know everything you guys are working on. And I'm sure there's a lot more that you can't even say that, projects ongoing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, and could you speak on like we've been hearing a lot of rumors, obviously it's hearsay, about potentially having working with Vitalik and Ethereum, bridging Dogecoin with Ethereum.
Well, from what I've seen and heard recently, it's something that is possible. But I don't think that the use case will be like a merge between ETH and Doge at all. I think it's gonna be to everyone their place, and there's gonna be a bridge to facilitate that. Just to give an example of one of the use case that could maybe be possible, and it's like totally out of the blue. I mean, didn't have information about that or not, but it's just a use case that's possible. It's like put for example, ETH on some satellites that communicates with Doge on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Then both one in the sky would have proof of stake because that doesn't need as much security because it's utility based only, and underground would be proof of work with Doge. then distribute it to whatever utility it has. That could be a bridge like that. That could be a bridge that allows people to switch their Doge for ETH or ETH to Doge too. I mean, I don't have details about that, but I know that the core developers are considering it strongly.
Yeah, because I mean, Musk did announce, I think it was kind of a little bit internally, but it came out that one of the Starlink satellites that he put up does have a node mining for Ethereum. Right.
Sorry, I got in a daze right now. I was reading at the same time what you said.
That we heard that that one of the Starlink satellites that they put up is a node for mining ETH. They're testing ETH mining with Starlink, the
Yeah,
satellites.
well, they're doing a lot of things up there, so
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
aware of everything.
Well, because I mean, like, people like myself, like I know that Starlink is heavily involved with this. It's just a matter of time before it comes more public, right? Like,
Yeah,
Elon is doing some crazy stuff that a lot of people don't fully understand yet, but they will understand soon. Like he's created Starlink to give out basically free internet and cell service to the entire planet.
yeah,
So it's like, of course he's going to use it for DeFi and being able to mine, and he's going to test everything.
yeah. All I'm hoping is that DeFi will evolve to from the state it is now, because now most of it is like uh, becoming a little bit toxic.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Well, I mean, we can just go look right now at the current market cap, coin market cap. There is 10,405 tokens coins that are in existence right now.
Yeah, and
Five,
if you look at the DFI section, do they still have it?
the which one?
I don't know if they still have the DeFi section there or not. Oh no, it was not there. It was on KuCoin.
Yeah, no, it's not here. Oh yeah, they technically do. But it just highlights it right here. It's right where the categories are, right? Um, but
Oh,
it
looking at the charts, Herpes is the only one on the hub today.
yeah. It's crazy because I mean, just literally 5 months ago, this was at like 9,400.
Yeah, and
So
now it's at
it's at 10,405.
wow.
That's a lot. That since
Yeah,
since 3 weeks ago, it's gone up 300 tokens probably.
yeah. Most of them are like rug swap and stuff like that,
Yeah, there's
probably.
a ton of them. There's a ton of them. Because so what I do on my channel, just to give you a little information about me, so you understand who I am. I started mining Bitcoin and Ethereum in 2016. And I was just doing it on like old gaming computers. I didn't
Yeah,
have like any crazy rig or anything. But I mined a decent amount, and it was fun. And then I started mining Dogecoin in 2020, along with like BTT, Ravencoin, and a couple other of the coins and tokens. And I was like, wow, this is actually starting to make money. As I saw the Dogecoin go up, I was like, all right, this is interesting because I still wasn't fully convinced that I should start investing with my money, right? So
hmm
I was just mining, and I was messing around, and I was mining tons of Dogecoin, like I would say close to like three or four, 500 every couple days, and then I was just giving it out to friends, and like I didn't think anything of it. And it's funny because then my friends started coming back to me. They're like, "Dude, that like $10 you gave me is like $200 now." I'm like, "Holy shit! Oh, what?" So it was kind of one of those things where as it was going up, I was like, "All right, this is interesting." So in the very beginning of January this year, I had some money in the bank, and I was like, I'm just gonna go in and throw in like I threw in 12,000 initially into Doge at 3 cents after like the little spike we had, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then immediately right after is when that whole tweet came out about Bitcoin, and then Dogecoin shot up to 8 cents, and I was like, oh my god, I can make money on this. So it kind of freaked me out, and then I just from there I had invested in XLM, a couple other coins, and then I got hooked. And now, like, real quick, Nifty, can you type in the wallet? I mean, you can see how many coins I'm invested in. It's pretty crazy at this point. I haven't added Herpes yet, but you can see, like, I'm invested in a ton of different coins
Yeah.
and tokens. So yeah, and that's a little bit about me. So you understand where I'm coming from. Like, I'm not a crypto guru by any means, but I've been in it for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I gotta add the herpes. I have been infected. So coming out of that, do you want to talk about herpes and like I heard it came about because you had a cold sore on your on your lip.
Yep, and in the code base, you can see dedicated to Nick's cold sore in the cold.
That's funny. So it just was one of those community-driven things where it's like, okay, you got a cold sore, and someone was like, hey, you should make a token about this, and then boom.
Yeah, I said that. Then after that, we went into some kind of crazy thing, saying, "Oh yeah, we could do that, and how viral maybe that could be." And it was just like idea. Then other people kicked in and said, "Oh, that would be cool," and whatever. Then I started because I don't know nothing about Pancake Swap or those tokenomics and whatever. I'm not invested in that. So at first, it's like a Dogecoin beggar ended up doing it under pressure
Yeah,
because people were saying, "Oh, that would be cool to do to do and whatever," and I kept harassing him as a joke to do it. So he ended up doing it and giving it to me as a gift. It was not supposed to be anything else, you know.
yeah,
But people started getting in, and it started going viral. So at some point, we had to take it more seriously because uh, real money was getting in it. That's why we did like a version 2 that just launched 2.5 days ago, and it's going to be like the final version of it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
1,050 holders in 2 days.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I woke up this morning to like huge number that I was not even expecting. I mean,
Yeah,
and what is cool about it is that it's all like member of the Doge community, and like I was saying earlier, like in private, is that how I see it, it's as a way to be able to spread those philosophy beyond those borders. What I
yeah,
mean by that is that we have a lot of people interested, like in herpes, because they know who's there, they know that we're transparent and that we're trustable individual, and that never ever will put in jeopardy that reputation that we gain with time.
yeah. And you're not gonna
Uh,
rug pull it.
No, 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 there's no way in hell. Anyway, we just barely, the dev hold 1%, so there's no way we can rug pull anything.
Yeah,
Um, but what I say is that there's people from ADA, there's people from Osh, there's people from uh, Faith Moon, there's people from every crypto or token that are getting it. And like I say, it's really we based it on the Doge philosophy of do only good every day, in a way, and we want to spread that and have people interested also. So probably that people who see how we are as a community will see that our coin is also like that. You know that Doge is like that, and maybe they will be future holder, maybe not, maybe yes, but that's like an advantage that.
and it's also
That we have with it,
charity.
that it's neutral. I mean, for me, I mean, we can, you don't need to be a maxi to be a real one, you know?
Yes.
It's it's like you won't eat a steak alone. Usually it's steak and potatoes. So to me, it's like Doge is the steak and our piece is like the potato to the steak.
Hmm.
It's, you know, it's yeah,
So what I was gonna
that's it
ask
for me.
is, so I'm noticing that it's gonna have also the charity driven, initiatives, NFT sales, stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah, that's in the works. That's in the works.
and really now, if you think about this, and I'm just throwing this out there, I have ideas, right? I always have ideas. So, obviously with like real sexually transmitted diseases out there, I mean, you could get
Hmm.
behind some of these charities and then they could support you to where you're, talking about like safer sex practice and stuff like that. Like that could be
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with all the backing that we have, we can do stuff like that, I think, in the future. But
Oh,
now, like I say, it's 2.5 days old. So we're
yeah.
gonna give it time to spread. Then after that, we're gonna develop around it and around the community.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm very impressed with how fast it's actually gaining traction. I mean, if you guys hit 2,000, right? 2,000 holders is when you get the tokenomics and the reflections all added to, like, say, the
Our
trust wallet and stuff.
reflections, yeah, reflections are already there.
Yeah,
I
but we
mean, there
can't see them
was.
in like the wallets, right? Unless we go to
Oh, okay, no.
KuCoin.
Yeah.
So
If you
yeah,
go on PoopWine, you're gonna see it.
yeah. So yeah, that's really that's really interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely when I saw you guys working on it, I was like, is this like a joke? Like, are they gonna take this serious? I'm concerned.
Well,
Like,
at first it was just a joke, like I said, with V1. But then we noticed that it goes further it, than just a joke now. So we need to take it seriously and start putting real liquidity in it. We started V2 with $3,000 of liquidity that the community helped us raise,
uh-huh.
and through our think tank and stuff like that. So
So
we got a lot of support with that.
are you planning on getting on exchanges?
Well, we're already on PancakeSwap.
Yeah, I mean like, but
Uh,
like bigger exchanges.
we'll see how it goes. Right now, we're working on listing on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko,
That's cool.
and other places.
I mean,
But I mean,
that's already big.
yeah, I think it's CoinMarketCap. No, it's CoinGecko. I think no. Sorry, Trust Wallet that you need 2,500 holders to appear in it.
Yes, correct. Yeah, because that's what I have.
Yeah,
I keep mine on.
yeah I'm I'm mixed up a little bit with all that. I mean, I'm not the one taking care of it because I have a lot of other things to do.
Yeah, no. You're fine. You're fine. So yeah, is there anything else you want to add about the herpes token?
No, I think that's fine. People can go see for themselves, and
Yeah, I put this stuff up, and then
like
we can
like
put
see
it in
the
the chat.
charts and everything. They can go on my GitHub to check the contract, how what it does. Everything is public.
Yeah. That's usually what I do is I look at the BCS scan if obviously it's
Yeah,
a
the
BEP
contract is
20.
there too.
Yeah.
If you check the contract, you can read the contract there too to see how well what it does.
Yep. Yeah, that's all right
Everything.
here. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I do, right? I go through and I look at all this stuff for different tokens. That's what I've been doing on my channel, and it's been fun, having like these new projects come to me, and they essentially not really shilling their projects, but they're more just I want them to talk about it. I'm not trying to like run them through the ringer, right? I just want to figure out what they're doing, like what's behind this,
Yeah.
what's the use case. Like I've
Yeah,
done.
well, there could be a lot of use case for herpes, for example, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really cool. If you wanted to go a little bit more into the possibility of where the smart contracts could go, because I'm definitely curious about this, because especially with the security side of things. So I'm a security contractor. I work
Yeah.
for a private contractor that we do private patrols, as well as I'm an EP agent, which is basically a bodyguard.
Hmm.
But we do deal with security as well. We have cybersecurity division. We have like a lot of this stuff where we can do a lot of that type of contracting for very wealthy people.
Hmm.
And blockchain has never even really been thought of as a security, I guess you could say, ecosystem to do
No,
this.
that's
And
true.
that I'm this is, the light bulb's going on in my head. I mean, I'm
It
basically
could be.
friends. I'm friends with the owner, so it's yeah, like the owner of my company is former FBI agent. So like this is not small time people. They're mostly special forces guys and former FBI. So yeah, that could be very interesting. And we do deal with very sensitive clients, with very sensitive information. I'm under NDA. I can't say who I've protected and who I've worked with, but it's one of those situations where we do have to transfer very, very critical data, information, documents and stuff that you wouldn't want anybody to get a hold of. And if it could be on a secure blockchain that's peer to peer, that's very impressive.
Yeah, I'm looking right now at. I'm gonna give you the link if you want to see it and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, just
on the
send it to
side.
me.
One second.
Yep, you can send it to me
No,
in.
I'm gonna put it in the message there.
Yep. Yeah, I'll pull it up. Because
I'm
that.
looking at that to integrate that algorithm with the smart contract.
Oh, do it on the Discord. Because it'll block
Oh,
any.
okay, I did. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I mean, here I can give you the status to do it. Give me 1 second. I'll just make you a mod. It's not a big deal. Do do do. So. Do, 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 do.
Because I'm looking at post-quantum algorithm.
Yeah, I just permitted you, so you can post anything now.
Here it is.
Or you should be able to.
Did it post?
No, I modded you. There, it should now. There we go. Okay, now it did it.
Okay. So that's one of the algorithm I'm looking to maybe integrate in the smart contract, depending uh, if it's taking a lot of resources to use or not. It's like it can be used as pre-quantum and post-quantum cryptography, and it's like the best candidate by NIST.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Yeah, when these screens are a little bit bigger, I have like my screens
And
kind of cut down.
you can secure wallets with it and everything, and it's basically unbreakable right now.
That that is awesome. Okay. I'm glad you're giving me all these links because I'm gonna kind of look through these obviously afterwards, right? Um, so yeah, that's a huge situation for especially my field of work because security is massive, especially nowadays with cybersecurity crimes and
Yeah.
hacking and stuff. I know for a fact, like I don't know if you have paid attention. This is just something I've been telling my viewers for a long time about the quantum economic system that's coming into play called QFS.
Hmm.
It's basically a quantum financial system, and a lot of people don't
Hmm.
understand that this is actually up and running. It's just running along the old fiat system. And
Yeah.
once the old fiat system is integrated into it, our economy is going to run off blockchain, a very advanced form of it, you know?
Yeah, and there's already things available to do it, like the light matter chipset, which is very breakthrough. Breakthrough. It works with light instead of electricity.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where, you know, I've had my tinfoil hat days where we kind of tie a lot of stuff into Nikolai Tesla into Mr. Musk.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting little bridges there.
True. True that.
So it's definitely one of those situations where yes, I'm paying attention to a lot of this stuff. It is very important. I believe this is the future.
Hmm.
This is where we're heading. So the fact that you guys are doing what you're doing, and then the community's already signed on, right? Like the majority of people that are pushing the FUD, it's because they don't understand it yet. When they realize that, oh, this isn't going anywhere, and not only that, but this is now actually an active currency being used around the world, they have no
Hmm.
choice but to adopt it or get left
True.
behind, right?
Yeah.
So, okay,
Exactly.
Nifty had a question. Go ahead, Nifty. Are you there, Nifty? She had a question. She asked, "Are you going to come down to the Dojapalooza in Texas this fall?"
I should, because I'm part of the committee there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be there then, right?
And I might play too, so I mean,
Oh, you're gonna play the piano?
no, probably guitar there.
Oh, nice, nice. So I'm actually a drummer.
Cool.
Yeah, I played metal, reggae, dubstep, you name it. I've played in a lot of bands. I've kind of done a lot of things. But
We
yeah,
should have a get together of all of those musicians in some place someday.
yeah, that would be awesome. That would be a lot of fun.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
I hang
Big
out.
jam.
What was that?
A big jam.
Yeah, so I hang out in like you know the space with the Sincere Doge that a lot of people go
Yeah.
into. I hang out in there a lot, and there's a lot of musicians in there, and so we're actually getting ready to start working on like where they record some tracks, like maybe guitar tracks or even just singing, and we start to like actually put together like form some music from it at some point. I think it'd be really fun.
Yep, yep, that would be cool.
So yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So yeah, she can't talk all the time because her boyfriend's working from home today. Gotcha. Okay. Um, so yes, we got through the smart contracts. That's, I mean, I could talk with you about this stuff for hours straight up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Let's go a little bit more into the merchant side of things. This is where you have some really exciting news, and obviously, um, say what you feel that you can say, and then whatever is, I guess,
Well, the only thing I cannot say is the name of the brand management company that we're getting through to get those brands. All I can say is like it's one of the top three brand company in the world.
Got you. So, like, what exactly does this entail? This, I guess you could say it's a merger or a deal or what?
Yeah, well, they manage brands like Lego, Coca-Cola, 7-Eleven, and other big ones like that.
And then, so with that being said, is this going to be like a Square type situation where these brands will accept Doge as a payment?
The goal is to make incentive so the brands cannot say no to accept Doge as a payment. For example, uh, it's going to work on the Quorum blockchain
Hmm.
at the back in the back end, so brands can see their what they're doing, and brands are paying per services
Hmm.
that they have access to. So one of the service that will make them pay less for other services, for example, is going to be accepting Doge. So that's going to be a big incentive for them. And we plan on onboarding for the pilot once it's done about 2,000 brands at first, and
Hmm.
they manage a portfolio of about 2 million brands.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, because one company can have many brands. For example, Johnson and Johnson, there's thousands of brands that they carry.
Correct.
That's why there can be so much brands. It's not just like it's not 2 million companies. That would make no sense. It's 2 million brands.
Hmm.
Um, so that's their portfolio. And my goal personally is to be able to onboard 10% of the portfolio by the end of next year,
Oh wow.
if everything goes well. Uh, because I cannot say we're going to onboard like 100% or even 50%. That's impossible. 10% is like a reasonable goal, and that's still 200,000 brands. So,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
not small ones.
yeah, that's amazing. And then you were saying that's involved with JP Morgan and like massive names, Microsoft.
Quorum, yeah.
Wow.
Quorum, it's been developed by JP Morgan.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. And if people don't understand at this point that like this is the future and that these massive financial institutes are already getting involved in this in a big way, like you're just not paying attention. Because we still have people today that are like, oh, what was there? There was a congresswoman and senators that have been saying like, oh, cryptocurrency is bad. It's just like they're just putting out this FUD, and it's just.
It's because it's hurting their portfolio.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's destroying them. It's breaking all their credibility is what it's doing.
Yeah.
Which whatever, that's on them. But it's like I've been telling people for the longest time now that this whole cryptocurrency boom is still like the rocket is sitting on the pad, right? And it's still an hour and 45 minutes before launch. Like the tubes are all hooked up and the steam's coming out and the crew's being like checked and they haven't even really like gotten on the ship yet, and they're checking all the systems. This thing hasn't even come close to blowing up like it's going to.
No, no, no. It's still in stage 1.5.
Yeah, exactly. Like when this thing hits, and I truly believe this, the ones that survive, like, because we're going to have some, pretty big, like, not crashes, but we've been going through the manipulation. That's obvious. We can see that. There's a lot of shorting going on right now. Um, and so it's one of those things where when we get to the point where this thing does take off, even some of these tiny coins and tokens that are worth a fraction of a cent, they're going to go up very high when we get up to like a 10 or 15
Yeah, those are
trillion.
legitimate project.
Yeah. Like we're going to get up to like a 10 or 15 trillion dollar market cap overall in cryptocurrency. And like when that happens, people don't understand how big this is going to get.
Yeah. Uh, it's already getting big, but if we compare it to internet, there was like internet 1.0, which is more like Bitcoin, and maybe Litecoin around it. Then you have 2.0. We're still like in between.
Yeah. No, I
We're
completely.
not even totally into 2.0 yet. And
So
why? Yeah.
no, 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 no. I completely agree with you. I've been saying this from the get go. That's why like I have so many people come in my stream because it's usually very new investors or people that are thinking about getting into it.
Mhm.
And they ask me like, is it too late? No, it's not too late. Especially for Dogecoin. We always say like anything under $1, it's on sale. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a
so
lot of interesting project going out too, but people really need to research because the more it goes, the more there's scam because the more there's individual wants to make a quick buck.
oh,
You know,
absolutely.
that that's the danger. So stuck with project that you trust, be sure to know who's behind the project and to understand it. If you don't understand the project, I would say don't go in it for the fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Or
mean,
FOMO or whatever, it's like really take time to understand the project. The same time as you would do with the stock market. If you pick a stock to invest on, you're gonna make sure that you know the stock very well. Same thing with crypto. I mean, don't invest just because your friend says it. Invest when you are sure.
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
That's, I mean, I'm not giving a financial advice because I don't want to, but I mean, it's just common sense.
that's why my shirt literally says not a financial advisor. If someone tries to use this video against me, I constantly say it. It's right below me. Like, look, guys, we're not financial
Yeah,
advisors. But what we are saying is that this is all very important, and that obviously, if you do your DD, I mean, you can find great projects that definitely in the future, if you just hold, you can make some good money.
yeah. If it's usually most of the time, if you make money too fast, it's not good. Our piece, I don't even know how it went that high in 2.5 days. All I can say is that the devs are not behind the spike. We all woke up this morning with the surprise in our face.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but that's an awesome
Saying,
surprise to
what the
have.
fuck? Yeah. But that's not something we expected. That's something we maybe expected a month from now.
Uh huh.
So yeah, things can grow fast, but usually legitimate projects are not like that. There's always exceptions, like I say. But research. Always
Gotcha.
do your due diligence.
Oh yeah, yep. That's pretty much what we preach here. The other question I do have for you. So, like for instance, like I have this little, merchant store through Streamlabs. Is there any other kind of merchant onboarding that you have going on where, say, a platform that doesn't really understand the whole cryptocurrency DeFi ecosystem and how they can make some money off it, by selling products and whatnot through it? Is there a way to kind of get that information to them like real quick and easy?
Yes, I have people in the community that can give that to them. I mean, we did build some kind of a small integration team to help those merchants. So they
Yeah,
can contact me and I can refer them to other people.
gotcha. Okay, because I mean,
And
yeah,
sometimes I can help them myself too.
yeah. Because I mean, obviously, I would love to buy everything with Doge and or sell things for Doge. Like it's a smart way of doing business.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
I understand where the retail, I guess you could say the merchants, they're kind of freaking out, right? Because they're seeing the volatility of the market through the manipulation that's going on with the shorting and everything. That's kind of scary to them, but this will go away eventually. It's just going to take time.
Yeah, and in a way, once you accept those, you have a full community behind you.
Absolutely.
That's gonna make free advertising for you basically. So it's a bit like a no-brainer. It's like yes, there's volatility, but at the same time, how many hundred thousands of dollars you save in advertising?
Oh, 100%.
That's one of my main selling point when I talk to them because most of the time they don't know crypto, they don't know the advantage. Well, the advantage is that the community is like very strong. Sorry, my husky is trying to eat my cat here.
You're
If you
fine.
know,
Yeah, no.
so
It's
that's one of the main selling point for them is that, oh man, we can have a community behind us, we're gonna save that much money on our marketing and everything. Well, it's worth it. So that's how it usually begins. Then after that they like it and they say, oh, that's true, we get more clients. And it gives legitimacy to those at the same time.
Yeah, because I do know that there are merchants out there. I can't say any names, but I have friends that are in some pretty big corporations and stuff that are looking into this heavily because they understand the army of people behind it that support this and they want to spend their Doge for products. They literally,
Yeah.
I know I do. The biggest
uh,
issue, the biggest issue I've
Newegg
had.
Newegg did start accepting those, and I think that goes pretty well there too.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Slim Jim, they've been a big one, right? They've been pushing it out there.
There's a question there.
Yep, yep. So how do you feel about AMC GME alliance with Doge crypto community going on? He already kind of mentioned that, but yeah, you can go further into it.
Yeah, well, what I'm thinking, I'm not gonna talk about the GME community because I don't know them.
Gotcha.
I got interactions with the AMC community, and what I can say is that personally, I think that so far it seems like uh, a good alliance, like I say, because they share our philosophy a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
they want to learn, they want to understand. They There's bright people in that community,
Oh
and
yeah,
they can bring us a lot.
yeah, absolutely. No, I mean when that whole alliance happened when Coco did that whole little like jump in the space, I went in there immediately too, and the whole thing was going on, and I was like, wow, this is so much bigger than people understand. Like, this is a massive community that is doing everything they can to beat the suits that have been trying to steal money from us forever.
Mhm.
And that's what we're dealing with here in the crypto space. We're dealing with the exact same thing. The banks are terrified of what's going on. They're
Yeah, of
absolutely,
course.
I mean, I've been dealing with it, right? Like, when I started heavily investing into crypto, it wasn't just like, like a couple hundred here. I was doing thousands. And my bank flat out told me, like, we're going to limit you at this point. Like, you can only put in a certain amount a week. And I was like, really? I was like, you're going to tell me what I can do with my money? I was like, yeah, I'm going to definitely, I'm going to be okay with that. That sounds great. you know? Obviously, I'm not going to mention
Ah,
my bank's name, but they realized real quick. I was like, I'll just take every cent out of here and put it in a credit union. Like you'll lose all my money. So,
exactly. I mean, you need to not give them that power.
oh yeah, no, they stopped real quick and they immediately goes, okay, sorry, sorry, sorry. Like we apologize. Like you have to understand that we're getting such volumes of people buying crypto right now that what happens. So like with my bank, when you go to buy crypto anywhere, they defer you to the fraud department. You have to go call the fraud department because every transaction gets blocked. You have to call the fraud department. You have to sit on the
Yep.
phone with them, and they have to sit there while you do your transaction, and then they have to click and make sure it's okay. That's what they've done.
Yeah, that's true. My bank accounts are blocked from all exchange, so I need to jump through hoop to be able to transfer the money there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like credit unions are not doing it right now, so that's it. That's a good thing. But it's just making these massive corporations, these banking financial institutes, look really bad in the eyes of people.
Yeah,
So
totally, because they try to control everything.
yeah, well, they're
That's
gonna
what we,
they're gonna lose everything doing that.
yeah, well, it's coming and it's coming fast, just like a train. Gonna
Yeah,
hit them hard.
absolutely. Well, I mean, it's definitely like going back to the whole ape community, they're on the exact same boat, right? Like now they're directly fighting these financial institutes, and they are winning. I mean, I just became an ape last month, so I was like, all right, I see what's going on here. I put in a couple thousand at $17, and
Hmm.
we immediately skyrocketed up to 72, and I was like, oh my god, this is crazy, right?
Yeah, it's
So,
the power of the people. This is real democracy. Current democracy that we have just doesn't work, and we see it every time there's an election.
oh yeah.
Real democracy is who owns the bag.
So I have
So when
friends that work in that field, and I've been hearing that the new voting system that is coming out is based off of quantum voting. It cannot be hacked. It cannot be manipulated,
Mhm.
and that's coming too. And that's all based off of blockchain.
Exactly. And
Like,
with algorithm like the one I pasted earlier with Kyber, which is not integrated in a lot of places, if we're able to do that, then, well, we're gonna have an edge too on that side.
oh, 100%. That's why I'm so excited about this. Like, my mind's racing because I get what's going on right here, right?
Well,
Uh,
you should join us with the smart contract stuff if you want. The
yeah,
security side, that would be cool.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to talk to my the CEO and then the owner of our company and talk to him about this. If you have a little bit of a cleaner package, like because this is a lot of information, right? If it was like a dumbed down, like almost like, hey, for a merchant, like here's what we're creating for your security side of being a merchant and
Hmm.
on the in the security industry. If you had something that I could hand to them and be like, look at this, I think this is extremely important, right?
Yep.
I believe that they might be like, wow, okay, because my boss is very open-minded. He's been in security for a very very long time, and he's the one that does the cybersecurity side, and so he would love, and he is an investor, just an FYI. So
Okay.
yeah, like that would be really really good that I could put in front of them.
But we can talk more about that in private, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, that'd be fantastic because hey,
Hmm.
we could be the first company that would actually like you know bring this on as a utility.
Yeah, true. We're still in the research phase though, so
Oh, 100%. I get it. But yeah,
because we need to do a lot of research to make sure. So it's not gonna be just like 2 3 months of work for sure. It's a process.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I fully understand that. All this is like long term, right?
Well, maybe more like midterm. I mean, we're gonna maybe once the NFTs are solved, we're gonna probably release that. Then I have someone from the medical industry that's gonna help us like test for the anonymity and stuff like that
Uh-huh.
once we're there.
So it's
So
almost gonna be
we
like
can.
medical coding type stuff.
Uh, just- for example, a patient wants to access their file on the chain
Uh-huh.
so that the data's private there, basically.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, I mean,
Literally
this
speak.
could work for anything that you want to have anonymity, like where people can't just see your stuff. It's just this person has access, nobody else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Um, is there anybody in the chat that has any questions? Guys, feel free to ask questions. Um, You missed a lot, Moises. It's okay though. This will go on YouTube, and obviously, yeah, I got the hat and the shirt on. Um, so yeah, is there anything more that you want to add to the merchant side? Because I'm sure there's a lot more. I just don't know all the questions, right? I don't know what to ask exactly.
On the merchant side,
Yeah.
well, one of the things that I want to develop is something that will help merchant integrate those easier on their platform.
Would it almost be like either a add-on or like a HTML type scenario? Like how,
More, yeah, more like, for example, you paste a script and it's gonna automatically link to the right contract, so you're able to accept the payment method.
huh? Interesting. Yeah, because that would be really easy. Like, so for instance, say, I created a website and I put a merchant store on there, and it would be something that I could just code in, and it would be like just like a cut and paste type scenario.
Yeah,
That
that
would,
ideally that's what it would be.
and it would even be able to do like the barcodes and the scans and everything.
If we had the functionality, yes,
Wow, that would be really good.
because that's not very complicated. It's just like a side system for that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Breezy, I don't know if we want to get into that. She's asking on the apology video from. I don't even want to say the name. Like, I'm not trying to drop any names about any kind of stuff that's been
I
going
did
on.
not see it or heard about it. I've been so busy that I mean I don't even know apology for what.
Yeah, I don't even know either. Honestly, I don't think in this case like that has no relevance really. So going to the El Salvador,
Breezy saying something about marketing campaign.
yeah,
Well, no, the marketing campaign did cost absolutely zero. It's just like viral. That's all. We said something once and it did go around. We spent zero in marketing, but we have zero in marketing budget. We did put everything in the that we had, which was $3,000 in the liquidity. That's all we did. And yeah, thank you.
yeah, no, it's very good publicity. Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things where the community is so massive behind Doge right now that if you were just even like the smallest of merchants, you're gonna get just a influx of people. Just people just don't understand yet. They don't get it. It's crazy. For instance, the restaurant that was like all over Reddit and stuff that they were accepting Dogecoin, for payments. That's in Long Beach. That's like 2 cities away from me.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna go there, and I wanna get some food. And I want to pay with Doge. My issue that I was having is I have a lot of my Doge on Crypto.com, and so if I was to use Crypto.com as a payment method, where all my Doge is on, they charge a 50 Doge for every transactions, whether you're moving it, whether you're using it as a payment, it's 50 Doge every time. And now that
Hmm.
Doge is in the like 30s and 40 cents, that doesn't make any sense.
No, of course.
So I'm like, oh God. So then as soon as Coinbase happened, I started buying a bunch of Doge on Coinbase, and then what I'm doing is I'm staking a bunch of Doge on Crypto.com, and then whatever I make excess from the staking, so I'm staking hundreds of thousands, I take and I put it into my Coinbase account, and then I'm going to use that for merchant payments.
Yeah, I just want to address something because Breezy says the apology video was very, very sweet and sincere. Well, I have no doubt about it. I, I I always liked her. I never had nothing against her really. So, I mean, if you can paste me the link, or maybe she sent it to me and I did not look at it. I mean, I never was upset or anything. Everyone has the right to think what they want to think to me, and I don't judge them.
Yeah, it was
So,
Breezy. Post it in the Discord, or you can message him. He's in the Discord. Are your DMs open or no?
my DMs, they probably are. I never close them.
Okay. Yeah,
Or
obviously.
On Twitter too. I'm gonna look later. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay.
You could post it
But
on Twitter.
I mean, there was no apology needed or anything. You know, it's just like,
Yeah, sorry. I don't know anything about it. That's why
no,
like
me
I
neither. But I mean, I don't even know what apology would be. You know, it's like, to me, people are free to think what they want and not be judged by it. That's all.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean it's the I try to keep with the only good, but yeah, I mean if you know, if it's a situation where somebody's apologizing because they did something wrong and they stepped out of line or something and they actually made a heartfelt apology, that's great. That's awesome. That's what
Yeah,
this community is about is because I've explained to so many people. People sometimes have bad days. Sometimes they have bad
exactly.
weeks, you know, like, and they'll say stuff
It
that they,
happens to me a lot too. So I mean, I totally understand.
yeah. I mean, you know, I know you just went through a very recent, you know, we don't have to really get into it, but a recent tragedy, right? And a lot of us did reach out and say, hey, like, dude, if you need somebody to talk to, because I've been through tragedy in my life a lot. I've gone through a lot of really bad things, so I know how it feels to like you know you have a lot of people to talk to, but at the same time you're in your head, right? You're dealing with it mentally,
Yeah.
and it's hard. It's hard to deal with, but you know that it's seriously always there if you ever need to talk. You know, I'm a good listener, so.
Yeah, well, it's like all of the community's thoughts and posts did help a lot. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's nice to have that support, right?
yeah,
And you have a lot of support.
oh, and I think I try to thank as much as I can everyone as every day
Well, yeah,
for
it's
that
at some
because
point it becomes
I'm not
overwhelming.
taking that for granted. You know.
Yeah, okay, she just posted a link in the chat, so I guess you can see it that
Oh,
way.
okay. Well, thank you, Chinese Wizardry.
Yeah, he's the one that actually had tweeted you out last night and then added me to it. Yeah,
Okay.
we have a good community here. You know, a lot of people are very invested in Doge. Not only that, but they invest in a lot of other projects. So you know, it's just fun. I've just been super busy with work, so I haven't been on as much as I normally am.
Yeah, same for me in the past few days.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there any more questions for Nick, guys? Any more questions? I'm trying to think if I have any more questions. You've honestly answered a lot of my questions, and I think we could have some really cool conversations kind of on the one-on-one side, right?
Yep.
Um, uh,
So I had one more.
okay.
What are the best ways that the community can help support Doge other than buying Doge? So, for example, like is the team looking for specific volunteer roles or needing donations, and how can we support?
Right now, I mean, uh, I would say support what the dev do. If you can, you can donate to the developer's wallet because a lot of people there are putting their personal life on the side and are sacrificing a lot for the Dogecoin community. So that's always appreciated. And for example, I know developers who are getting to a rough time right now, which I won't name,
Mm-hmm.
and that would always be useful to them. You know, they have a wallet available, or you can ask like on Twitter, what's the development wallet, and there's a pool for them there. Same thing, I mean, with Herpes, I mean, just spread it over if you like it. If not, it's your right. I don't mind. But there's a lot of people give it a lot of their time for you, and like I say, putting their personal life aside for a considerable amount of time, sleepless night, and everything. And we need to not forget them. The work is always undervalued,
Oh, for
and
sure.
For sure.
yeah, and I'm not talking about myself, that I'm talking about other developers that I know that are working their ass off every day, that are having anxiety and stress problems. And I mean, it's not when you look someone that is happy, it's not always as it seems. We need to think about the human side first, and that's what Doge is about. And I think that the community is doing great on
Yeah,
that level.
absolutely. I mean,
So
I
just
just
continue doing what you're doing. It's perfect.
yeah, I just got the ability to do spaces yesterday, and my whole goal is to do spaces with like basically mental health awareness in the crypto community, right? Like to allow people to understand that, watching the charts all day long is actually very it kind of goes against the positive side of your mental health, like especially when it starts going down a lot, right? Like
Yeah.
people get obsessed to an extreme degree. I mean, I've had conversations with people in other spaces where all they do is look at the charts. That's all they do. They
Yeah.
don't focus on their kids, their families, nothing. And it's like, wow, that is very bad. Like you need to stop that. That is beyond obsessive. And so, we kind of want to bring that to light and like allow people to understand that yes, crypto is fun and it's awesome, but your mental health is way more important. Um,
Yeah,
I,
that's true.
I
Yeah.
personally only look at
Totally.
my charts and like the other than streaming, I open my apps and look at the exchanges maybe once or twice a day. That's it.
Yeah, well, it fluctuates so much that it's not worth to be stuck to it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there was a question about the El Salvador accepting, basically legalizing Bitcoin as their currency. What do you think about that?
I did not join the space on that night. Maybe I should have to understand it more, but the way I see it, it's an important step into making cryptocurrency legitimate for countries and other part of the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've heard that there's a lot of other countries signing on right now. I think there's a list of six that I saw.
Yeah, maybe like I said, I was a bit disconnected from the crypto news the past few days because of the development I was doing. So I'm catching up right now.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And Nifty posted the link for the GitHub, the
Yeah, but that's just for the smart contract. The one for Dogecoin Developer is on slash Dogecoin.
oh, okay. Yeah, can you find that one real quick, Nifty? So we can get that one up, and then obviously what I'm gonna do is I will take all these links and I will put them in the YouTube video.
Yeah, because I don't want to monopolize that. I mean, it's better that they go through slash Dogecoin unless someone really wants to put donation on the smart contracts.
Yeah, because that's mainly what you're focused on is the smart contracts and the merchant
Yeah,
onboarding.
personally, yes.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Is there any other stuff that you can talk about? Any like not insider stuff, but like things that you're excited about? Like what is like not just driving you, but like you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Because I know that you're very into this, and you do, as Breezy has brought up, like you do work way more than you should, right? Like you're, it's obvious that this is a passion for you.
I keep having people saying, Nick, go to the doctor. So,
I mean, it's true, man. Mental health is very, very important. If you're broken, you can't do anything, right?
yep, that's true. Totally.
So it's
But
like,
yeah, no, I mean, it's always the community. I mean, the community makes me happy. So that's when I wake up and I'm going to Twitter or whatever. I mean, I know that there's always people who are going to make me smile somewhere. That's what is driving me, nothing else.
yeah. I was gonna say to like answer Nifty's question too is the memes. Keep pumping out the
Yeah,
memes.
yeah. I mean, it's always good to be able to go somewhere and to know that if you had a bad day or anything, that at some point something's going to cheer you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that this community is coming together and supporting each other, and that's what's going to continue to make this thing just skyrocket. I mean, not just in price, but like in users coming into it. Essentially, people coming into it and understand, wow, this is actually a currency. This isn't just like a fun thing to buy. You know,
Yeah.
because I myself in the beginning did preach hodl, right? Just hold on, just hold on, just hold on, And now I'm at the point where like, no, we need to spend this stuff because if we don't spend it, it's not being used.
There's that, and there's also that everyone is having their personal situation. Everyone's having their financial capabilities. Not everyone can auto. Some
Yes.
people will need to cash out their profits sooner because, for example, their significant other got sick and they need to pay for medical fees. We shouldn't judge those people, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's that's one of the things. Yes, the best thing to do is to sell and make the money go around. That's what is going to help. But we also need to be understanding of other people's situation.
Yes, absolutely. And to make sure people aren't literally spending every cent. I saw a post yesterday from a guy, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so bad." And this is a fairly popular person on, in the community. And his post was, basically, I'm doing this for the Doge community, and he had like a picture of like top ramen, in a bowl, and he was like, basically like, this is what I eat like every other day so that I can keep the Doge community afloat because how much money I'm putting in it. And I was like, oh, don't say that to people. Don't tell people that. Like, that's a very bad way to look at it. Like, you have to think of this as investing, right? You only
Yeah,
invest what is not going to affect your home life and your ability to pay your bills.
exactly.
And I saw that post and I was just like, I wanted to say so many things, but I was like, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna say
The
anything.
things happen, like I say in people life. Like I had a dev the other day that talked to me and said, "Man, I just need to cash in $30 because I need to pay for that stuff, and I feel guilty about it and whatever." I said, "Man, it's your money. You do whatever you want with it,
Yeah,
you know."
seriously. I mean, $30 is, to some people is everything, and to some people is nothing. So it's like, do it.
Yeah, it's like huddle when you can, and if you cannot, well, that's okay too. You know, if not, we're gonna like ostracize the community and make them afraid of doing whatever they want with their money, and that's not what we want. What we want, we want it to be enjoyable.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you. I mean, that's why, I followed you when you first, I guess you could say you came into the Twitter space, and you were doing some talks, and I was always listening. And like, I gravitate towards people that are along my same frequency, right? Like, I'm very spiritual based, and I could tell that you have a lot of really good in you, and you're a very knowledgeable, smart man, right? So it's one of those things where I was like, okay,
Thank you.
no, you're very welcome. But it's one of those things where I was like, okay, so you're technically becoming like, besides Billy 2K, right? Billy Marcus, you're in the face of the Dogecoin community. You're the one out there constantly talking to them every single day. I mean, even when Jose made the post last night, like within like, I think it was like a minute that you had like liked it. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. That's like unheard of. So it's one of those things where, because you're so accessible and you are very intelligent with, speaking in a technical speaker aspect, as well as just being on here, it's like,
Yeah, thank you.
it's very
Yeah,
appreciated.
that's what I want to be, but I cannot be as accessible as I would like to be. Like for example, I have 10,000 follower and I'm just following 3,000 of them. It's not because I don't want to. It's just that I cannot follow everyone and go through the whole list. I mean, most of the time what I'm doing to be able to follow people because I don't judge by the number of followers you're having.
Yeah,
What I'm doing, if you interact with me, I'm gonna follow you.
yeah, absolutely. And
It's as
that's,
simple as that. That's how I do it. Whether you have 10 followers or a million, I don't care. For me, I mean everyone's on the same level.
yeah. Breezy wants to know how many languages you speak. Obviously, you speak French.
French and English. Then I mean I know a little bit of other one, but not enough to be fluent.
Yeah. When before we had the stream on, Nifty and him were talking in French to each other. But yeah, no, it's very appreciative. I seriously really do appreciate you, being in the community, being a face, and just like seriously being a very positive side of this. I've never seen you caught up in any drama, and if it is, it's because somebody didn't understand something you were saying, or they're just trying to, break you down, because there are people out there that do that.
And even now, I just don't look at it anymore.
Yeah, you can't.
Other
There's
than, other than one that I saw that it was like that was bashing Herpes for no reason really. That's one I did say something because I know the work that's implied in it, and I know the people behind it personally, and I felt like I needed to get their back, you know. But other than that, if I'm jumping into some drama, it's gonna be to get someone else's back. It's rarely gonna be to get my own.
yeah, no, I get it, and then that's what makes you a good person, because a lot of people just like drama, right? Like,
Oh,
just, we'll just be honest.
bonjour la France. Someone tells me that France, those community is telling me hi.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, no. I personally don't have anything else. I think we kind of covered everything. Is there anything that you can think of that like? Oh, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
And this is not to like, oh, like I want to be involved with the projects you're involved with. But like, what are some projects that you really do like that you're invested in yourself that you feel have some relevance in the ecosystem?
What's the question? Sorry.
So like other projects, other tokens or coins that you're obviously besides Herpes and Doge,
Those
like
are the only one I'm interested in.
really?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
want to be invested in any other things really.
wow. Okay. I did not expect.
I have other like companies that I am invested in, but as far as crypto goes, is I'm only invested into Dogecoin and Herpes right now. I
Wow.
do not develop for anything else. Well, and Quorum because of the brand thing, but Quorum is more like an internal blockchain that is
Okay.
private.
So I
So
wasn't. I was meaning a little
that's the
bit different.
tokens. Yeah, that's
So
not tokens or coins or anything. It's just more like the technology.
okay. So I meant more along the lines of like actually you invested your money in, like ADA or like ETH or Bitcoin. Like, do you hold any other coins or tokens in the ecosystem?
Per se, I don't remember. Not really. I would say I don't trade very often.
Got you. But you do hold other
I'm
ones.
more, yeah, but I'm more in it for the technology, really,
Gotcha.
for the
Gotcha. Gotcha.
technology side of it and the community. I'm not in it to make a quick buck or whatever. I mean,
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. That yeah, that was pretty much my question. Does anybody else have any more questions before we let Nick go? Like I said, this will be posted on YouTube. We'll add the links that we'll talk afterwards. What you want up there and
but
what you
yes,
don't want up there.
obviously I hold Doge, and I wish I could hold more Doge, but.
I'm sure people could
At
help that
some
out.
point, I had some XRP, which I sold all other than the one that's frozen that you can never touch, the 25.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And that's
yeah.
about it, you know. I used to have some Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they are locked in a wallet forever.
Well, so that's a question that would be for more Elon. Someone asked, how is Dogecoin gonna actually gonna be shipped to the moon on Doge One? Um, I'm pretty sure it'll be a physical coin, just like the one I have right here. It'll probably be something like this. Or maybe they'll have it attached to the actual rocket, like embedded in it through like some kind of heat
Mm,
shield on top. Who knows?
yeah, that we don't have the information at all.
Yeah, that's an Elon Musk question. That's
Yeah,
not.
that would be cool to have it, but we don't.
I mean, we know he's gonna make it happen at some point, which is crazy.
Or imagine like a USB stick with a wallet address that holds one coin.
Yeah, someone had that I talked to had said, what if he was actually to take like what if he was the biggest wallet that holds like 30 was it like 20 to 38% of all of the Dogecoin that everybody's afraid that's going to sell off at some point. If he had that and that was he put that on basically a stick and then just left it on the moon.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have it. I can confirm.
Oh, it's not him.
I
Okay.
did check I did check the other day at the wallet more in depth, and I feel like It's an exchange. More than likely, Binance. That's having it. It's the one that does the more transactions.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
that is having the more volume, and the volume that Binance is spending seems to fit that wallet. I mean, I cannot say for sure it's them, but from what I've seen, it may be, you know?
Yeah. So you guys are kind of tracking that.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense because I mean we've been doing the same on here. I was watching the other day when we were having the major I guess you could say it was kind of a sell off slash transfer. We were watching Bitcoin come out of the Bitcoin wallets and go directly into Tether, and we watched it
Yeah.
live. It was like $6.4 billion in like 25 minutes. It was
Yeah, it's
crazy.
like it's an insider probably that knew that Bitcoin would tank and just like yeah, started in Tether before.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Exactly what Jose said. Yeah, having you here is just awesome. Because obviously this is a small channel, right? So it's very appreciated. I'm not here for the massive amounts of like viewers or followers. We just have a good community here. It's really fun. You're in the Discord now. I mean, you can see we have a lot of fun here. We have a lot of cool stuff. It's a community, right?
Yeah.
So it's just an extension of the Doge community, and we talk about a lot of different stuff. We have other projects on here, and yeah, it's been really fun. At some point, it's going to become a little bit more active, where this I guess you could become like almost like a talk show, you know.
Yeah.
So at some point that will happen. I'm just slow, easy does it. I just started this like a month and a half ago, so.
Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, I don't have any more questions. Nifty, you have any more questions?
Not that I can think of. So
Anybody else in the chat? You guys got 2 minutes. We got to get this man on his way. He's very busy. I know you said you're free today, but trust me, I know you're busy. I know you're getting messages and
I,
stuff.
I always have something to do, so
Yeah,
I'm making time for those spaces.
yeah, definitely. And you have my contact information. Obviously, I have your number. I definitely would love to pick your brain more about the security side of the smart contracts because that is absolutely fascinating to me.
Someone's asking, how long have you been a Doge dev?
Yeah, since
Well,
March.
yeah, like I said, I was recruited since March when there was the Rosetta API development going. They wanted me to help, so that's how it became.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. We'll just give people a few more minutes, but yeah, that's awesome. I'm trying to think of anything else. And you said you are going to be going most likely to Dojapalooza. Is that something where you might need like help with like donations to get there or anything?
Not at the moment. I think I should be fine. I don't like to take donations.
I know it's one of those things, but you know the Doge community will help you 1,000,000%.
Oh, if they want to, they know they can just ask for my wallet address.
Yeah, absolutely. So somebody's asking, how big is the Doge dev team?
The Doge dev team, at this point, I don't know. There's a lot of people who wants to join it and are asking me. So I tell them, go on to the Dogecoin GitHub, check the issues if you can work on them. If not, look at the code and try to learn and understand through it. That's the best way to become one.
Mm-hmm.
I would say there are four main one on the core side. The Rosetta API side, there was maybe 8 at some point, but there's more and more that join every day. In total, I think there were 200 Dogecoin developer since the beginning. If you look at the Dogecoin GitHub, you have all of the list of the contributors in there.
Mm-hmm. I do have one question for you. I just thought of. Okay, so and this is kind of not shilling my friend's token, but I wanted to run this by you. So I don't know if you've heard of Hyperchain X. They
Kinda.
they're like an
A little, but not a lot.
yeah, so they're esports, going into like they're gonna do NFTs at some point. They're doing esports, but what they're doing right now is token battles. So they're getting other tokens and coins to come together, like all the communities to come together, and they're going to battle each other in like events like, Call of Duty or, like sports games, tons of different games. And so it's like pinning like coin or token up against each other. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a good thing. I used to have the idea in a private chat a while ago, so I'm glad to see it coming to life.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. I'm friends with Josh Quantum, the owner of it, and Ninja. So I've kind of helped them out, and I've worked with helping them in the gaming side of things. I've been a gamer for years. I've been gaming for 25 years. So
That's a lot of gaming.
yeah. Well, so I went to school for game design.
That
I
is cool.
Yeah. So I finished everything up until the point where it got to coding, and I have extreme dyslexia. So coding for me, not the best. But I'm 2D, 3D
I'm
animator.
dyslexic too. I'm dyslexic too. I know what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm basically like I got, through 2D 3D animations, doing all of the all the basic stuff to create the art. I can do that no problem, but yeah, I just can't code to save my life. So I've been
My
messing.
daughter is having extreme dyslexia. She needs to have a small computer when she writes to tell her how to write the word by sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The phonetic like sounding it out. Yeah, that's it. You know what was weird is that when I started getting on the computer and getting more active on the computer, beyond the computer helped me be able to read better. The only issue I really truly have now is with numbers. Numbers just get completely jumbled up in my head. Like if someone told me, because I'm a visual, I visualize everything. So if someone tells me their phone number, I'll see it backwards, or it'll completely mix up all over the place, and I just can't
It
remember it.
reminds me when I was at elementary school, teacher had to look at my work in the mirror because I was writing upside down.
Yeah, absolutely. I've I attempted to do that too. They in school they try to figure out everything, right? They try to work with you. And yeah, there was a lot of different stuff. So yeah, I'm there. I've been through it.
That's crazy. Micro asked a good question. Will Dogecoin be able to support NFTs in the future?
Well, that's what I said before that we're working on. It's one of the first thing that we got a breakthrough with, uh, is being able to encode image into transaction on the chain. Uh, right now, we're still experimenting with it, so that's not a feature that will be available like in the coming month. But once we nail it down to a way that it's easy and efficient to do, that's something that's gonna be there, yeah, with the smart contract that we're developing. That's one of the
Awesome.
priority for memes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys have any other questions, sorry, he's answered a lot of questions already. So
Yeah. And I did realize the Cabuso is she turned it into an NFT, and I think she accepts Doge for it. So there's already like NFTs out there.
I think I did see that yesterday. Isn't that something you retweeted out yesterday?
Yeah, I think so. Let me find it.
Yeah, but they probably still go through Solidity for that and have to pay gas
Yeah,
fees.
it's like this other third party
Yeah.
platform.
What we want to do
Oh,
is to eliminate those gas fees with that.
Hmm.
that's the
Be-
biggest thing is the gas fees.
Because if it goes through a transaction, it's gonna go through the same mining process without any change to the core code.
Mm-hmm.
So there won't need to be any extra fees or whatever to that.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that's one of the biggest things like right now, right? Is the gas fees, especially with Ethereum. Holy cow, um, it's through the roof. It's crazy. So
Yeah, hopefully they're gonna change that with 2.0.
that's what I'm thinking. That's why I've been telling people, not shilling. It's not financial advice, but I feel like when 2.0 comes out, all the Ethereum backed tokens that have real projects going and real utility, those things are going to probably skyrocket
Yeah,
because that, especially, like Sheeb is one. I just have this intuitive feeling that Sheeb by next year is going to be pretty good. So, yeah, it's just, doing our DD and making sure that these are solid projects and it doesn't have any rugs behind them.
Yep.
So yeah, that NFT. Oh my god. So it went for ETH and not Doge. But the meme, like the picture, what pl- please our Dow. I don't know how to spell it, but when the auction actually ended today, not too long ago, it sold for 1,696.9 ETH.
When did you tweet that back out?
Wow.
I'm looking for it right now.
I just posted the link in the chat.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. Let me pull that up. Oh,
1,000 ETH for that. I don't know what it is, but
is it just the dog image? That's it?
Yep, that's it.
What?
oh, that one. Yeah, okay, I saw that the other day. Yeah. Damn,
Oh.
that sold for a lot. Like the original pick of Kabosu.
Yeah, right here. 1,696.9. What the Jesus? That's
That's a lot.
that's insane.
It's a part of the story.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, people are really, I mean, this is changing people's lives. Like I I can't stress enough that if you're not in crypto yet, just do your research and understand how important this is for the future.
Yeah.
Because it's not going away. It's not. They're going to try as hard as they can to crash it out, to manipulate it, to short it. All it's going to do is make it stronger in the long run.
And if we add more security to the NFTs, I won't be surprised if brands use that as their proof of authenticity.
Yeah, and you're already working on that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, unless you guys got some more questions, Nifty, you have anything else?
Nope, I think I'm just gonna echo what Brista said earlier. I think she said, I'm trying to find her.
Oh, where she was talking about like taking care of himself and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't work so hard. I mean, we get it. You love the community, but we want you to be okay. Seriously. Like, I know this makes you happy and it takes your mind off of other things, right? But it still is. So Briss is one of my good friends. She always preaches that you have a cup, right? And you can only pour from the cup for so long until it's empty.
Yep.
So it's one of those situations where don't empty your cup.
Yeah, I
Yep.
totally agree. That's why I'm trying to.
She said, enjoy your day, bask in the glory. Merci beaucoup.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Anybody else? I'm just giving it a few more minutes. I really appreciate you for coming on here, and I'd love to do it again. Obviously.
Yeah, no problem.
I hope you enjoyed this. It's just getting to talk about your projects, right? And have like a round table.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't see anything else coming in. So we'll definitely be putting this up on YouTube and get it out to more viewers. And then I'll get with you and we'll get all the links situated, what you want to go on there, what you don't. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys.
Perfect.
We're going to be ending the stream. I really appreciate everybody for coming in and hanging out. I'm going to be talking to Nick a little bit more so I can get him out of here and not take up this whole day. So thank you for coming to the stream. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Nick.
I thank you, everybody, too.
Yep. Thank you, Nifty, for helping out. I really appreciate you always.